New York City, October 17th, 1914. It is less than 3 months since the start of World War I, and the front page of the New York Times is dominated by headlines about the global conflict. But on page 9, a sensational article documents the incredible discoveries recently made in South America by Australian explorer Captain James Beazley, which include the bones of an 8-foot-tall man.
In 1914, Captain Beazley led an expedition in Peru where he unearthed a giant skeleton with a huge elongated skull. He wrote about it, he discovered it, he reported it. Now, what's interesting is in the historical record, there's many accounts of giant skeletons being unearthed in the Lake Titicaca region. Some were enormous, 8, 9, 10-foot-tall skeletons. Now, sometimes these are animal bones that at the time were misunderstood, but oftentimes they are human burials with human artifacts, elongated skulls, but a lot of it seems to be lost to history. So it's still open-ended as to what happened to the bones.
Is it possible that skeletons of giants, standing as much as 10 feet tall, were discovered near Lake Titicaca? While the finds were well documented, what happened to these allegedly giant, human-like bones remains unknown. But researchers point out that when Spanish conquistadors first arrived in Peru in the 1500s, the native people told them stories of giants that once inhabited the entire region.
In 1553, the Spanish conquistador Pedro Cieza de Leon wrote in his Chronicles of Peru that the native people told him about giants who arrived in the area long ago. And according to local traditions, their ancestors encountered people so tall that an ordinary human would only come up to their knees. And Pedro Cieza de Leon also claimed that some of the Spaniards found a giant shin bone and a giant tooth.
There are accounts of giants existing around the area of Lake Titicaca in the Peru, Bolivia, Altiplano area. The Inca said that there was a tradition of these giants called Huaris building the sites like Tiwanaku and Pumapunku long before the Inca or any other cultures existed there. We also have stories, even at Tiwanaku itself, that the great founder god Viracocha, who emerged from Lake Titicaca, created a race of giants from the earth, from the mud, and controlled them so they would build the megalithic sites in that area, like Tiwanaku and Pumapunku, before they were then vanquished by a great flood.
The historical record and the legends seem to be telling us about giant humanoids existing in the past and being associated with megalithic building.
For ancient astronaut theorists, the stories of giants and alleged discoveries of giant bones in Peru are compelling. But even more intriguing is the fact that some of history's greatest explorers claim to have actually seen giants in South America with their own eyes. Sanlúcar, Spain, September 8, 1522. After more than 3 years at sea, the Victoria, a ship launched by Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, sails into the harbor. Its arrival completes the first circumnavigation of the globe. As recorded in the ship's log, Magellan and his crew faced dangerous storms, fierce battles, and grand receptions. But for many, the most intriguing account detailed an unusual encounter near the tip of South America.
Ferdinand Magellan and his crew were approaching land near the southernmost point of South America when, according to the expedition's official chronicles, they encountered these towering giants who apparently stood twice as tall as a normal human.
We saw a giant who was on the shore of the sea, quite naked, and was dancing and leaping and singing. He was so tall that the tallest of us only came up to his waist. However, he was well built. The captain named this kind of people Patagone.
He witnessed these extremely tall human natives of the area, and he actually named the area Patagonia because it translates as land of the big feet, and these clearly had very big feet as these were giants.
According to the logs of the Victoria, Magellan took back 2 of these giants on his voyage home with the goal of presenting them to the court in Spain, but they became so sick and died they had to be thrown overboard.